Cameras are hot.
Cameras
Mics are hot.
really fucking hot.
They're hot. How?
All right, do the intro.
Okay. Welcome to the podcast. This is episode number 2 of the Heat in the Head podcast. I'm Ross. That's Noah. And today, I honestly don't know what we're talking about.
Well, we've got a whole lot of things to talk about.
We've got a
here.
whole lot of things
There's
to
a
talk
lot
about.
that happened between last recording and this one here.
Is there?
Yeah, actually, one big thing is Ninja actually caused a lot of controversy recently. With a tweet.
Well, that's because no one really understands. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody understands.
I don't know.
Ninja.
Is it because he's a gamer?
It's because he's a millionaire.
Oh.
He is so far up his own butt at this point. Like, it's ridiculous.
The thing is, I agreed with like some parts of his statement, but why is anger a part of that? You can learn something without being angry.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about, Ninja? You're not a psychologist. Like, what the fuck's happening right here?
I just don't I don't know, man. It's just, he takes it too seriously for like what his life is.
He really does.
It's ridiculous. Like, it's okay to be upset at a video game or say like it's just a game, or like or even do the opposite of that.
Well,
and
some
be
people
like,
are playing
it's not
games
just
for
a game.
fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people are just playing games to have fun, you know?
But the idea that he thinks that he's like on like a level of humanity that not a lot of other people get to be on, like, because he's a gamer.
He's the gamer leader.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the gamer president.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder.
Do you think he'd get voted in as gamer president?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if there was an actual gamer president, do you think Ninja would actually win that?
And then because of his activity on Twitter, they would try to impeach him.
You can't say that.
What do you mean? Of course I can. It's what happened, brother.
Oh my god.
I think he's it's like when Kanye makes music, because no one's looking for Kanye to make music that's relatable nowadays. They're looking for music that is good because Kanye makes good music, but he can no longer be relatable because of the life that he lives.
Yeah. Kanye's pretty fucking weird, man.
He is.
I enjoy some Kanye music, but no, it's definitely a bit of a character.
I would say that Kanye is like one of my favorite artists.
Really?
But whenever he opens his mouth to publicly speak, then I realize he's not one of my favorite artists. Just because like he is so talented. Like, I love Kids See Ghosts. That whole album to me is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like, him and Kid Cudi killed it. And then like, I don't know, he's just who he is outside of the booth, and it's so weird. It's so weird.
It's a thing about like, it's okay to separate an artist from their art.
It definitely is.
Like, you can enjoy Kanye's music. You don't have to like Kanye. You can fucking hate Kanye, but you can enjoy his music.
The one problem is though, growing up, Kanye was already starting controversy, and I saw him as this guy to go up on stage and like ruin people's speeches before I knew him as like an actually talented artist.
That's fair.
So like, I already have this like pre-made picture of what Kanye is. This lunatic who does whatever he wants.
He's kind of like a YouTube prank channel. He just causes ridiculous fucking controversy and he blows up off of it.
He's like one of those drama channels that like baits people into doing stuff, and then it's like
fucked
clicked
me with a toothbrush. Yeah.
It's a storytime YouTuber.
Yeah. Kanye is a storytime YouTuber.
That's essentially what all his albums are. Storytime. I do have to say though, Jesus is King, even though it is really weird that he made the album the way that it is, it kind of slaps. Closed on Sunday is good.
You my Chick-fil-A.
Closed on Sunday.
Oh my god. Closed on Sunday does slap. A lot of Jesus is King. I listened to it the first time around, and I honestly didn't really enjoy it. I was not a fan.
Same with me. I didn't like going back and re-listening to it unless it was Closed on Sunday, but I still enjoyed the album.
Yeah. I honestly, it just felt weak. it felt weak compared to a lot of what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for like his next like big album, like Yandi's been talked about for fucking ever, and it's never coming. It's never coming at this point.
It's a lie to the people at this point.
I think Kanye's tweeted probably like 25 times that Yandi's coming out this Saturday, and every single time, go fuck yourself.
just getting rickrolled at every Saturday.
Every single time. I'm waiting on Saturday. Kanye posts a tweet and he just says, "Sorry, it's delayed." That's it. Nothing else. Why, Kanye? I don't know.
What was it? Didn't he tweet out at one point that he was like album coming out next week, and then everyone's like, you're releasing an album? What? Like apparently there's no PR behind it.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
It never happened though.
But oh yeah, that album never did get released. But I remember, I think, wasn't that one of the first times? That was like 2 years ago now that I remember that.
Yeah.
He's been doing that since.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Kanye's been baiting everyone into thinking Yandi's gonna come out. It's not a real album. It's never been a real album. He's just baiting everyone.
How do you think he's? Has he said how he's gonna spell Yandi? Or is it like?
Yeah, there was like a album cover, I believe, that that he showed, or at least that was leaked, I think, and it was Yandhi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I on the topic of surprise albums, did you ever fully listen to Eminem's the songs to get murdered to?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, Stepdad really hit different, man. Because he's like 50 and he's
still
screaming about his stepdad.
He's still mad about it.
He's still really mad. I mean, which is fair. If you got a shitty stepdad, I guess you'd be mad about it your whole life. But I mean, scream about it when you're like 17, not 50.
I just hate the idea of someone like broadcasting a family problem like that.
Yeah.
Where it seems so childish. Where it's like nothing like super deep.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, you're a bad person. I hate you.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of fucked up too. Like the intro to Stepdad.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
Like, I was like, what the fuck am I listening to, man? I felt like I was like, man, this makes me anxious. Like,
people who say Eminem isn't the person he was in like the early 2000s, like late 90s, they're wrong. He's still the same crazy person. But we allowed him to make more than 2 albums. It's true. It's true.
It really is.
We gave him like a bunch of songs that blew up, and now he's just a crazy person with a studio.
Oh, he really is, man.
He doesn't care.
He really doesn't care.
I thought he was going to make kind of a comeback with Kamikaze, because I actually like Kamikaze quite a bit.
I enjoyed Kamikaze as well, you know.
I also like the bit at the beginning, or it's like one of the little like skits he did, where him and his manager are exchanging calls, and he's like, "Hey, I got you on your messenger. Why aren't you picking up? I'm not going to do anything crazy, but this guy left a review, and I'm heading over to his house right now, and I'm going to show him what's up." And I'm like, I like that because it's like tongue-in-cheek almost.
Yeah.
But then he releases Stepdad, and it's like, oh, you're not very self-aware, are you?
No, Eminem, I actually recently saw, you know, like Snapchat has the Discover thing. You've got all this stupid fucking news things. Social media news, whack in the first place, but that's another topic. But I watched one, and it was ranking top 10 celebrities that should be president. Guess who was number 7?
Are you kidding me?
Eminem. Eminem, the fucking president. And their logic was he's really good with his words.
He is a wordsmith. He's a wordsmith. We've all seen 8 Mile.
Yeah. What a silver tongue. You know, he truly has it all going on. I'm sure he could make a great speech. Fuck America. Bro, this guy literally has so many songs hating on America.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucked.
He openly dislikes the country that he actively lives in.
Yeah.
Or actively has lived in his entire life.
No, but he's top 10 to be president.
He's
though.
top 10, though.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, obviously, Dwayne Johnson was number 1 because that's been going around for a long time, and he's a really big guy. He could go to fucking North Korea.
He could take all our problems,
choke slam Kim
and
Jong-un.
push him over there.
Yeah, exactly. If there was a nuke coming, he'd just grab it, and throw it away.
It's insane that The Rock looks the way that he does. Like, that's just like perfect genetics in terms of like, it's so weird. Cause he's like ideal Chad body, just built like a brick wall. And then he's just like, it doesn't look like he's aged since he like made a debut in the WWE.
Oh yeah, no, he's honestly gotten like bigger. He's gotten a lot bigger since the WWE.
He apparently, like, when he's on set for stuff and they have to do traveling, he'll like have a trailer.
He has his gym with him.
Yeah. He has a trailer for his gym, and then he has, I think, another trailer for his kitchen where he makes all his stuff for like a month. And it's like just 90% chicken. Did you ever see those interviews with like Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans or like who's Wolverine? Hugh Jackman. Yeah, they
great guy.
Great Bush. They all talk about like their meal plans and whatnot, and they all say they get a lot of inspiration from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and it's like 50-50 white rice and grilled chicken. And that is it.
That's the classic right there. Rice and chicken. You want to get jacked? Rice and chicken. It's every day, every meal of your life. One day you'll look like Dwayne Johnson.
One day.
If you take HGH too. That is true. Dwayne Johnson has admitted to taking HGH when he was like 16, 17.
Yeah, but that's when he was playing football.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count.
Yeah, that's true. Football actually outlaws all drug laws.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big thing in football.
Because the NFL really just needs to become its own country at this point.
Yeah.
Like, they need to stand on their own. The reason I say that mainly is because everyone on Twitter on Super Bowl Sunday was so mad that they had to work and miss the Super Bowl that there was a petition to make Super Bowl Sunday a holiday.
Oh, so instead we make football its own country.
We make football the president. We make football its own country. We try and do what we can so that football is sacred and untouchable by the long arms of,
the law.
The law.
Johnny Law won't get this one.
Hey, can I just mention the fact we live in Canada?
Yeah, people still want it. Do you think that's going to stop?
Football.
Just because we're in Canada? NFL's the best sport in the world, right next to swim.
Fuck off. All right. Yeah. You talk shit all you want. Football can't be stopped by national borders. Football expands around the world. Football as a country actually just encompasses the entire planet.
It's so good that they even took over the name of another pre-established sport called football.
Yes.
And then we called it soccer, and everyone just caught on for some reason. Nobody anywhere says soccer is football anymore.
That's what makes it worldwide. Doesn't even have to be the same football. Football's worldwide anyway.
Do you no, you were a competitive swimmer for a long time, and I know we've talked about it.
I was.
Do you think, for like any reason, like if there was one reason you would go back to doing competitive swimming, do you think there is one?
I think there's a lot, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I really enjoyed competitive swimming. There's a lot of reasons that I would go back.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, just on a whim, but it was an insane amount of training. You train a lot as a swimmer. When I was at like my top, I was training like 11 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
And so that fucking sucked. I would be waking up at fucking 4 a.m. a lot, and I would go to training, and then I would go to school, and then I would go from school back to training. And I basically couldn't do anything else except swimming. And no, I quit because I wanted to do other things. It's really annoying to be at that level and quit. But there's a lot of other things that I found interesting at the time, and it didn't stick, you know?
Oh, okay.
It's just, swimming was incredibly fun. I had a really good time, just training itself wasn't that bad. It was mostly just being tired as fuck all the time. I actually used to have one of the most fucked schedules. I would wake up at like 4 a.m, go to swimming, and then I would go to school, and then go to swimming again, depending on the day. And then I would get back home, and I would eat dinner, and then I would go to sleep. And I'd set an alarm for like 1 a.m, and I'd wake up at 1 a.m, and I'd do all my homework, and then I would fall back asleep and sleep for about 2 hours until swimming was again.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I did it for a couple months, and I felt like my body was gonna fall apart, and I was going crazy. It really sucked.
Me and Noah have known each other for a really long time, and one of my favorite stories is we were in Chem 30, and we were learning about Leo and Gur on like the atomic level. So like the gain and loss of electrons between things on the elemental table. I don't know why I can't. This is why I didn't go far in life.
Lose electron oxidation and
yeah. Because I couldn't even remember what the periodic table was called. Don't stay in school. The government's a lie.
We don't stand school.
We don't stand school. No.
Cancel school.
And we were just in class, and our teacher was giving this lecture, and at one point Noah had fallen asleep on the desk next to me, and our teacher is like going off on how to compare like Leo and Gur, like Leo the lion,
yeah,
and how Leo sometimes says Gur, and she like screamed, and Noah just kind of like rose from his desk. And he was like, looked around for a second. The lecture's still happening. And I look at him, and he looks at me, and he says, "Yes, please." And then he goes back to sleep on the desk.
Yeah, school didn't go well for me because I rarely went, and I slept a lot.
Yeah,
I slept a lot in school. Not because like I was purposefully trying to ignore what my teachers were saying. I do have a lot of respect for teachers. They're teaching the youth. But I genuinely was so tired that just staring at a board, I would just slowly, eyes would close, and then I was out.
It's like I
was always scared. I would end up, there was multiple times where I would wake up and I was like, oh shit, I fell asleep. Like fucking drool all over my desk. And I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking disgusting. But we leave that for the next kid. Give him some lunch.
I had a similar problem with school. I'd always fall asleep unintentionally because I was part of the jazz band in high school because I was a fucking nerd.
Gay.
I know, right? And I was up at like 6 a.m. every morning, and then I'd do dumb jazz band practice. And I say it's dumb because the first year I did it, I was like kind of half into it. And I was like, we'll like see where she goes.
Yeah.
And then grade 11, and I was like, nah, not this year, baby. I'm sleeping in. And then the next year, one of my band teachers came up to me and was like, we really need your help. Like, can you just like show up and be there? And I was like, okay. Because I like probably the two teachers I respected the most in that high school were the band ones because I could get away with anything because I was just good enough where they could never tell me to practice, but I wasn't also the best. I was right in the middle ground of like mediocre content. And so
perfectly average.
I was an average student to say the least. And so I got tricked into doing that. And then I played hockey through all 3 years of high school, and that's the worst in high school because it's just late nights and then early mornings, and then you want to die.
Like a classic Canadian nerd out here.
I know, right?
Band and hockey.
Eh? I've fully been converted at this point. There's no other side.
There's no Texas blood left.
There's no Texas blood left. I like. Sometimes I wish, man. Do you know how sick it'd be sometimes if I just rolled up with an accent?
I don't remember you ever really having an accent.
I didn't.
You didn't?
For a lot of 7th grade, because a lot of kids made fun of me for it. So I like immediately stopped.
Oh, you like forced it.
Yeah,
You were like,
yeah.
fuck the accent. It's done.
Yeah. I was like, if it makes me a target, it's dead weight.
You really got flamed for the accent.
Yeah. From
Damn.
guess who? Guess who?
It was Nicole,
It
wasn't
was Nicole. It was Nicole.
Wow.
It was Nicole.
This is
Me
a
and
call
Nicole
out.
are good friends now, but she was my 7th grade bully, and I will never forgive you.
Oh man. On the topic of bullying, I don't know. I've never like seen, you see those movies where like people are like being like bullied to like the point of like really really terrible stuff. But I don't know. I think I've grown up fortunate enough to never see that. Like I never experienced it. I think I've been like very lucky to have like good schooling. I think I honestly think I've had really good schooling in my life, and
I think that like TV and movies, they glorify a lot of what bullying is. It's not really like over the top or like get in the locker nerd all the time. Sometimes it's literally just like whispering behind someone an entire class.
Yeah.
Like I've seen that stuff,
yeah.
and it's like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, the small things add up. you know,
Exactly,
it's like-
right? Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's sometimes it's hard to like say like, oh yeah, but the bullying wasn't that bad, because there's always like,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if it's every day, someone just saying like "fuck you" every single day, like that can really weigh on you a lot.
yeah, that's true. I don't
But you
I
know
don't
what?
think that would weigh on me, because at some
That's
point
because you're already a victim before, so you've got thick skin.
no, I just think it'd be funny. Just like, when is he gonna show up? And just out of nowhere, this guy's
Just-
like, "Fuck you,
Fuck you!
hey, I thought you were gonna miss. It's halfway through 4th. You're not even in
Oh,
this
man.
class."
Can you imagine if you were in like you're in 7th grade or something, and every single day this guy just finds you. You don't even know if he goes to the school or not. You never see him other than this point, and he walks into your class out of nowhere. Hey, fuck you! And you're like, hey! Oh, man.
his whole existence revolves around you just being told to get fucked.
Oh man.
But
But on the topic of bullying, before we talk about anything else, I just want to say fuck bullying. It is anti-bullying day on Wednesday. Wear pink to, show your support for those that are going through something like that.
yeah,
Fuck bullying.
It's
shitty.
it is. It's really dumb. And obviously, I can't speak for both of us, but I know that like I haven't been like the best person my entire life, and it takes like getting older and maturing to like come to terms with like sometimes you're like just a shithead kid and you didn't even know it. So yeah, always reflect on like what's happening in your life and see if you can improve. But
Treat others how you wish to be treated.
that's the motto. Here's the thing though, because with all countries around the world, they assume you're American first unless you sound like a newfie, essentially.
Oh yeah.
They always assume you're American.
Go a little
But-
puck on the 80 ODR, brother.
Hit it with a hard P on the puck, brother.
Some dirty dangles out on the fucking ice.
Here you
We're
go.
whipping the puck. We're straight in the fucking net.
We're going bar down skis on the kid down the block. He's such a
Oh.
shit goalie.
We're fucking shotgunning some brewskis out in the fucking lot, boys. You want to fucking join us?
The lot. But a bright side to like saying that you're not American, because they always assume it at first, is they like 90% of the world, their eyes light up because they're like, oh, Canadians are way better.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. So I think a good plan is to get like some form of clothing that has the maple leaf on it.
Yo, pins on your backpack.
No, brother.
Oh no, not on the backpack.
I'll
not
get
on
a
the backpack,
full
because it's not gonna
fucking
be like
chest tattoo.
get it. Whoa.
I will get a giant Canadian
Hold up.
flag tatted right here.
Big ass maple leaf just
Yeah.
on the chest.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that?
I rep my fucking country, dog.
You're a braver man than I.
That's
I can't say I'd ever do that.
We've started a lot.
I
of
actually
beef.
can't say that I actually can't say that I've done that. I have a tattoo of Texas
you
on
can't
my
even-
leg.
you can't
I
even
can't
lie.
even say I wouldn't do that. I've done that. And I forgot.
Oh my god.
I'm an idiot.
You were talking shit about the chest tattoo.
I was.
Fucking Texas.
Yeah, I have a little ankle tattoo of Texas. Not it's not even that. Well, I mean, relatively it's little. It's like I don't
It's
know.
about this big. It's about that.
Give
big.
or take. Give
Yeah.
or take.
It's
I think. Are you trying to get a picture of it?
No, I'm just taking video.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you doing? I think that I think pins on the backpack is a good idea, but in terms of like the trip that we're trying to have, it's not revolving around like backpacking. I'm assuming like we're setting up shop in some place.
I'll get a pin for when I'm going across
yeah,
Europe. And
yeah.
stuff like that.
That's like the
Yeah.
perfect time to do that. I hit
Yeah.
a loud P on that.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
a large P.
I-
Very large.
I agree
P.
that like in Europe it's really good. In Europe it's really good because you're always crossing borders, you're always moving because you want to see a lot of Europe. But I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
when you're in Australia and like especially with what we want to do is like go there and actually work rather than travel the entire country.
Yeah, like just live somewhere specifically.
Yeah.
And get to know that area.
Mhm.
You know.
I think having something like maybe like even just like a shirt that says Canada on it or like a hoodie that we might wear from time to time that says Canada on it.
Obviously, we'll have the Canada flag right in the living room.
Mm-hmm. And then we could have like phone cases as well. The problem right now with Australia is that not only is it flooding, but the coronavirus has gotten there as well.
Although I'm a little bit confused on this coronavirus because it seems like a lot of fear mongering's going around. I mean, I don't want to say fear mongering, but it seems like there's a lot of like. It seems like it's not as scary as people are saying. Like a lot of the social media news is putting out like if you get coronavirus, you're dead.
Yeah, I
But
don't think that's
not true. That's not
No.
true. Like it's like it's I believe it's like a flu-like virus.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not immediately deadly. It's
No.
definitely nowhere near as the fatality rate is nowhere or mortality rate fatality. What's the word for that? Do you know?
I don't.
I don't either. We're calling it fatality rate like Mortal Kombat. But it's nowhere near as high as, you know, there's previous epidemics that have been recent, like Ebola as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Mortality rate for corona is like 2%.
Yeah, no, it's really low. It's
Yeah.
not high. It's not a disease that just kills you. It's a flu-like virus where Ebola was a hemorrhagic fever, which is incredibly fatal.
Mm-hmm.
But Ebola, like coronavirus, I think it's being blown way out of proportion for what it actually is. You know, if it's as infectious and as deadly as these social media news sites keep putting out,
Mm-hmm.
like in no way I'm not trying to discount the people
What is happening, yeah.
like I don't mean it in that way whatsoever. I'm saying that it is not nearly a worldwide epidemic that seems to be like everyone is so scared. You know,
Yeah.
I saw an article the other day that said like Costco in Toronto put out like the N95 masks. They sold out in like 20 minutes. Like it seems like everyone is so scared of this disease
Mm-hmm.
when there's no facts that are easily available.
Yeah.
If you really want to learn more, you really have to search hard. And yet the easy access sites are putting out all this information like, oh, you're going to die if you get this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got a very low mortality rate. And so
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to put that out there. Don't be scared of coronavirus. I saw a thing on Twitter the other day that said all you have to do is sit in a hot tub and drink vodka. So you'll be okay.
And you think the problem is fake news surrounding on how bad it is,
Yes.
and not the fact that people are coming up with fake cures for it?
I never said I don't listen to fake news.
Disclaimer. Noah doesn't actually listen to fake news.
No,
he just
I
thinks it's funny.
Yeah, exactly. I go where the funny is, and that's what's most important.
I think that I don't know. It's an interesting time because like with the way that whole situation was handled, I think also helped it blow out of proportion. Like the Chinese the Chinese government saying certain things and then actually like coming out later and saying that those weren't true and that it's actually this and that those, it just all seems a little shady. I'm not saying like that obviously could have been the case. I don't know. But like it just seems so weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do think it's because it's a bit of a weird case that it's being blown up so much. But, you know, I mean, it's a flu-like virus. There's millions of people getting the flu. And there's no reports going out every day telling us the sickness count like everybody. Wow. I'm getting a lot.
Yeah, you are.
I'm very excited.
Are any of those mint?
Yes, one actually.
Oh, cool. So you only have to drink one.
Oh man. If Hey Y'all as a company, I don't know if they have a parent company, but Hey Y'all, fucking discontinue mint hard iced teas. Who the fuck asked for that? You ever been to a fucking bar and thought, yeah, I'm gonna have a nice iced tea, throw a little fucking mint in there too. Like, go fuck yourself. That's ridiculous.
I think that
Like Georgia peach. You throw some peach in my fucking iced tea, hell yeah, nice. You throw some lemonade in my iced tea, half and half, hell yeah.
half and half.
Fucking mint? Who the fuck? Throw a fucking leaf in my iced tea, I'm gonna punch you. That's it.
I was I just can't get past how heated you are about that because it does like
A lot of beef.
like you have started a lot of beef. We've had confirmed reports of Mike's Hard iced tea with mint tasting like an old cigarette.
Tastes disgusting. It's disgusting. Grossest alcohol drink I've ever had in my life. I've had moonshine before. It was better.
You've had moonshine.
I have had moonshine
I've
before.
never heard that.
Homemade.
You're a
Yeah.
liar.
No. Homemade moonshine.
Homemade moonshine.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hungry.
Well, we have started a lot of beef this podcast. Speaking of beef, Campbell's Chunky Beef Soup, only 160 calories per can and only 3.5 grams of fat. Now that's a healthy snack.
I was gonna say they used to call me Chunky in high school.
Oh my god. You weren't chunky in high school,
I
though.
wasn't chunky in high school. That was a middle school thing.
Oh man. No, I was chunky. I was chunky all the way through.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Ah,
Yeah?
I think you had like, it's like the way you are now. You have a very burly build.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm thick.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe 2 C's.
Maybe two C's.
Yeah.
It's not that it's a bad thing. It's just that it's a bad thing. I changed my mind.
I wish I had the ass to go with it. I wish I had the ass to go with the thick.
The thing that just pops.
Yeah, because I don't have an ass. I really don't. I've got titties, but no ass. No ass. And that's a big rule is, ass greater than titties. It's kind of a big, that was a big switch up,
Yeah.
Titties used to be the big thing, when you're growing up, titties. But then you reach a certain age, I think it's part of growing up where ass overtakes that and ass becomes your life. And once you eat ass, you never go back.
The fact that you have been on this train, on the I eat ass train for so long, like even before it was like a relevant meme.
That's because it's not a joke. I eat ass.
I can't get behind that mentality.
That's because you're too soft for it. Get harder.
I don't know. It's something about the mentality of like choosing that I have such a hard problem with, and that's why I don't think I can eat ass.
You can't choose between ass and titties. Is that what it is?
I hate this bit. I hate this bit so much. I dislike this bit.
Because you don't eat ass, you feel left out. I know how it is. I used to be like that back when I was 13. Grow up. Eat ass.
What's the next topic? Visually uncomfortable.
I honestly can't remember. I'm kind of drunk. But
What's top 10 most drunks you've been in your life? Or not top 10. Let's just go
10.
top. Let's go top 2. Top 2. Say a good runner up and then the main story.
I would say 2 times I've been the most drunk. The first one would definitely be a after party that I had after a music festival that happens here in Calgary called Country Thunder. And I had a bunch of people over, and me and my friend Liam drank a lot, even after everybody had left.
Hey, no, it was half a 2-6 and 24 beers each.
Yeah, but I didn't want to show my alcoholism. But half a 2-6, 24 cans of beer. And by the way, if there's any Americans, it's Canadian beer, so you know it's harder. And I barely remember that night whatsoever, but I have a Snapchat memory of us shirtless in my living room at my mom's house with sunglasses on at like 2 a.m. And I was really fucked up that night. But I never threw up. I was really proud of that I actually just I just powered through it, even though I don't really remember it too much. But the number one most drunk I've ever been was actually my mom and my stepdad's wedding.
You've told me this story.
It was kind of crazy. We started the day off. Me and my brother had gotten there was mini bottles. My mom and my stepdad bought a lot of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's a thing everywhere, but alcohol sometimes comes with if you get a big pack, it'll come with a mini bottle of if you buy Smirnoff, it'll be a little mini bottle of vodka, some flavor or something that they're trying to promote. And so we had a bunch of those because of all the different stuff we bought. And so I woke up in the morning, went up into my brother's room, chugged a couple of those, and we just started drinking. And so by the time our the wedding photos actually came to be, I was already fucked up. And in every single photo, I'm wearing at least one pair of sunglasses. There's inside, outside, every single one. And that was just to start the day. And I kept drinking throughout the whole day because it was just a big celebration where everybody was having fun. A lot of my family had come in from different provinces and everywhere to come see this. And so we were just having fun, enjoying ourselves, drinking a lot. And by the time the actual wedding rolled around and everything was happening, we started drinking hard. I can't remember exactly, but we had at least a couple $1,000s worth of alcohol in there. And we drank 90% of it.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I don't really remember most of the actual night, but I remember sitting at the end of the night on top of a cooler, and it was me and my brother was there, and my cousin was kind of off to the side. And I remember looking up and around and almost realizing I was so fucked up that I was actually just about to just pass out completely. And I just said, "I'm going down." And I fucking fell off the back of the cooler and just blacked out. Completely out. And my brother and my cousin had to drag me up the stairs into a mattress on the floor, where I woke up, drank more, and then passed out again. And that's probably the most drunk I've ever been, because I think I was past the point of just even realizing how drunk I was. I was just like, alcohol good, yes.
Oh yes, yes.
But what about you?
Well,
what's the most
both
drunk?
my time, or like I think one of the most messed up I've been. We were it was our friend's 18th birthday party, and we were there, and we were pre-drinking at a bar, and then we were gonna go back to her place and like still have like a group get together. I had drank so much that night. I had like a bunch of shots and drinks at the bar, and then we bought liquor, and I bought a whole thing of rum, and I was drinking it out of the bottle in the car we were in. Like I was messed. But it was at the point where
God.
I hadn't realized I was that drunk yet. Like nothing had hit yet. I hadn't given my body enough time to let it sink in.
You were just chugging.
Yeah, and then I shotgunned a "Hey Y'all," but terribly. There's a video of that somewhere I'm not proud of. And then I proceeded to sit on the couch, and then kind of just realized I was gonna throw up everywhere. I threw up all over this person's carpet. Threw up all over myself. Threw up everywhere.
Oh man.
Legitimately white girl wasted, and I was so drunk and like just in a not great place. And then everyone was kind of leaving, and then at one point I thought to myself, I was like, I should leave and go home because I don't want to be here anymore. And I tried to get up, and my legs didn't work, and I fell off the couch. I just hit the side. I hit my side on the floor, and and I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. And I like fell, and I heard the hostess's mom like from the other room say, "Oh my God, he's seizing."
I can remember watching this from the other side because I was also on the floor, but on purpose. And it was amazing. It was amazing watching you just dying over there and then just hearing, "Oh my God, he's seizing," as he fell over on the floor like a drunk idiot.
I hate it. I hate that I have that memory, but now I don't drink. So, well, I should say I don't drink as excessively as I did.
Don't drink, kids. It causes liver damage. Don't do that.
Causes excessive amount of liver damage. And then I think that's number 2. And then number 1 was I was at a party and I was drinking excessively again. I've never blacked out before, which is good. But I kind of just was like roaming around at one point, not really knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I picked up a beer. My friend was like, "Whoa, you sure you should be having one of those?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I'm not that drunk." And he's like, "Ross, you've been missing one of your socks for the past half hour." And I was like, "Oh, what?" And he was like, "I saw you come up from the basement and you just don't have a sock on. And I noticed it and I wanted to see what you would do. But being on a hardwood floor has not changed your mindset about losing the sock. You just want to go with it." And I was like, "I need to go home."
Oh man.
But I don't drink that much anymore. I don't like it. I don't like the way alcohol makes me feel afterwards. Like in the moment it's all right, but I also don't like it in the moment. I just feel way too out of control of like what my body is like, or like even how I'm like thinking.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. And then afterwards it feels like for me it's like a 50-50 of whether or not it's like, okay, kind of like a bad start to the morning, but you kind of like get over it, or just doo-doo, just straight doo-doo. You are a human piece of garbage and you can't operate normally. Like it's bad. It's bad. Yeah, you know what's up. You know what's up.
I've still never been hungover in my life. I've felt like maybe a little bit more tired in the morning, but I've never been hungover in my life. To the extent that like other people talk about it.
Yeah.
Like I've maybe it's a symptom of a hangover that I'm like more like groggy and tired in the morning, but I also think that could be due to the fact that I probably was up partying till like 3 or 4 a.m. But I've still never been hungover, and I'm just waiting for the day where it all just comes back to kick my fucking ass. Yeah, that'll fucking suck.
To anyone out there who is underage, don't drink. I'm going to preface this story. I feel like because of the topics we're talking about, we have to preface a lot of what we're saying.
No, I actually disagree. If you're underage, drink. All right. So, we've talked a lot of shit about a lot of different countries.
Yeah, so far.
This podcast, but
Going
I'd like to
worldwide.
bring it back and talk about how much I love this country and how much I've been able to find even nearby me. Within like an hour's drive and everything. I really enjoy exploring kind of everything that I have around me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Going on adventures.
yeah, exactly. Adventures. Basically driving anywhere with no destination whatsoever. And throughout this, I've found a lot of cool things from, like random fucking rumors, from seeing random things on different people's Instagram stories. And there's 2 stories I'd like to talk about involving rope swings. The first one is probably one of the most sketchy rope swings I've ever been on. I'm not going to say where this is because it's secret. But
It's for me and me only.
There is a rope swing within our city that is in a park. And to get there, it's really fucking annoying. But on top of that being really fucking annoying to get there, it's probably one of the most sketchy rope swings I've ever been on in my entire life. So the way this works is you've got your river here, and there's a tree that's kind of half fallen over into the river.
Mm-hmm.
And you climb up this tree. It's pretty fucking high. You're probably a good like 20 feet above the water.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, it's about 2 feet of water. We were told by people that had been there before that it was about chest high.
Mm-hmm.
And so upon swinging the first time into this river, we very quickly realized that it was about knee high. And
oh no. Oh no.
Don't worry, we did it a couple times to make sure. But this rope swing, you climb up this tree all the way to the top, and there's 2 ropes that are attached onto this tree. And one of them is a bungee cord that if you swing off of it, it stretches, obviously, and then it fucking
Snaps
launches
back,
you.
yeah.
And I know one person that did that. As his name is Ozzy. And
Ozzy.
oh man, he went on this bungee cord after we'd gone on it a couple times. I only did it like once or twice, and I was like, oh fuck that, I'm gonna break my neck if I do this thing again. And so Ozzy goes to take this, and to preface this, Ozzy is very, very short. Ozzy's like probably like this tall. Like he's like
At least.
yeah, no, he's like 3 feet tall. Like it was probably neck height for him.
About a gremlin, yeah.
Yeah, he's very, very short. Ozzy's a really short guy. Just like the emphasis on that. But Ozzy goes to take the bungee cord. Because, obviously the shortest guy, he's going to handle it better. 2 feet of water, 3 feet tall. It's okay.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, and so he takes the bungee cord. And I remember watching him falling through the air, and it was almost like it went in slow-mo, and he landed sideways in this water, which was probably kind of lucky, because I think if he landed like feet first, he probably would have like broke his ankle or something. But that's one of the bad rope swings around our area. But we do have a really good one, and it is kind of dangerous. I've been there multiple times now, and it's been torn down before. We've met actually the guys that originally built the rope swing there, and it was actually torn down. I've seen people that have gone here since for like 6-7 years. And I always wondered where it was, and eventually we were able to find it. And we got there, and there was a bunch of other people there.
Mhm.
and it's been spread around our area. If you're local, you might know about it. It's on the bow, but there's all the other guys there. You know, everyone's enjoying themselves. It's a nice summer day, and one of the guys was like he was like a gymnast,
Mhm.
and so he was swinging off this thing like crazy. Like he would do like double backflips, like all this crazy stuff. It was really impressive to watch because I'm a fucking pussy, and so I didn't even try. I was like, no way,
I didn't even try.
I didn't even try. I was like, fuck that, that's not gonna happen. But one of his friends actually was like, all right, I'm gonna get the backflip now, and so he started off, and everything's going great. The weird thing about this rope swing is that it's on a very, very steep hill, and so there's the rope swing, and you kind of have to you normally kind of grab it with a stick, bring it over to you, and then you kind of run down this hill, and you have to tuck your legs really quickly, otherwise you'll hit the fuck out of this rock ledge. And here the water is a lot deeper, and so it's generally a lot safer than the previous rope swing we talked about. But my man, who is attempting his first backflip, went for this and did not commit. He did not commit fully. So everybody's watching him. There's a good amount of people, you know, about to see this guy's first backflip. And there he swings off, goes for it, and then as he's like upside down, hanging off this rope, he still hangs on, and he hits the end of the swing.
Big mistake.
And starts swinging back.
Big mistake.
And everyone's like, fucking let go. Like, it doesn't matter if you land upside down. If you're at the deepest point, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
But as you get closer to the shore, it's a lot shallower. The river in that area is very still, but right on the edge there, it goes from like a good like 14 feet deep to like maybe 1. And so this guy starts swinging back upside down, and everyone's yelling at him like, fucking let go. Like, you idiot. And he let go at like the scariest time, because there is a makeshift ladder in the very shallow area, and he landed right beside that. Luckily, very luckily, he came out of that just a little shaken up and not dead. The
most ideal form for a human.
Yeah,
not
and
dead.
So he came out of it alive, but no, this is just the story to say, fuck yeah, Canada.
And on that note, you think it's time?
I think it's about time.
All right.
Thank you guys for watching the Heat in the Head podcast, episode number 2. Please check us out in the description at Twitter or Instagram. Anything else we can add?
Yeah, subscribe if you want to, but also, it's a free country. Goodbye.